The leading voice of discussing COVID-19 effects in the African American community. And she's also the host of Real Talk with Dr. Melissa Clarke every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern at Facebook Live and Instagram. Good morning, Dr. Clarke.
Good morning, Russ. How are you?
Just fine. We were having a conversation before you came on, and I'm not sure this is a question that you can answer, but we're going to throw it out there anyway. They're talking about the Smithfield plant, a meat plant, closed down because like 240 people tested positive for the coronavirus. And we're wondering, can you eat food that somebody that handled that meat possibly could have contaminated it? Would that be a problem for us and our digestive systems?
That's a great question, Russ. You know, this is a new virus, meaning we are just being exposed to it. We're still learning about it. But to date, no one that we know of has gotten sick from eating food that's been handled by somebody who has COVID-19. Primarily, I think that's because when you cook your food, that destroys the virus. And if you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables that you're preparing at home, it's important to just go ahead and wash them in water.
Okay.
So the other part of that is food that's delivered. Now, if you're getting it in a package, make sure you wipe the package down, that you have a place in your kitchen that is considered, quote unquote, contaminated, where you put stuff, clean it off, put it in a clean spot, and then make sure you wash your hands at all times. And clean your counters down.
No, I was just gonna to keep going with that, because I was just thinking about, remember mad cow disease? So this is different from that. You remember
most
all the
definitely
big hullabaloo? Okay, all right.
Okay, so that makes a difference. One of the things that I wanted to ask is that we do realize that in the African American community, this is something that we do know, that we are dying in disproportionate rates than other groups of people, and decisions are being made. And what's scary for so many people is that they're not allowing you to see your loved ones that are stricken, and decisions are being made without really consulting the family. In some cases, they have to make, decisions. And I know a person that was sent home that was still very, very ill. Do you find that that's what's going on? And she was an African American. And it's like I think they needed her bed. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to say this about that. I think it's important to keep in mind that the healthcare professionals that are fighting COVID-19 and helping patients to live are very brave, and they're risking their life and their health at times to go to work every day and show up. But in reality, we know that the healthcare system has bias, mainly because the people in the healthcare system are a product of the society, which is, has systemic racism in it. Mm-hmm. So when they come to work, they bring their biases sometimes. That is true. The literature bears that out in terms of research. And we know personal experience, just as you've just told your story. Whether that was the case or not, the perception is there. So I have encouraged healthcare leaders, community leaders, to get involved with your public health with your local health departments, where decisions are being made in terms of who gets tested, where the testing goes. Are there barriers to testing, like you have to go through your PCP? And then also to get in touch with your local hospital and their community ethics boards, because their ethics boards are the ones that make the decisions when situations like this, where ventilators might be scarce, beds might be scarce, where those decisions are being made, be in the dialogue, and then make sure that's disseminated to the frontline workers so that they're making those decisions in a fair way.
We're talking to Dr. Melissa Clarke. Doctor, the president wants to open the country up on May 1st, and we haven't really reached a peak. We're starting to flatten it out. If we still have COVID cases on the ground, do you think that's a wise decision? Because it's almost, and I said this yesterday, it's almost like, hey, we need to get the economy going again. If you die, you die. I think that's kind of like the attitude that I'm feeling from the Trump administration. But do you think that if he does that, will there be a second wave, and will it be just as deadly, or would the virus be weakened some?
Well, we have not seen any evidence, except in New York, that the virus, and I don't want to say the virus is weakening, just that the new cases are slowing down. But that's only in New York. We have all the other cities and all the rest of the country where this virus is moving. So there are going to be cases on May 1st. It may still be on the rise. And I think local governors or governors in regions are working together to decide for their state and for their regions what makes the most sense in terms of more of a rolling way of opening back up based upon how many cases they're seeing, what the resources are in their health system, and how well we as citizens are sticking with the stay-at-home guidelines, the social distancing guidelines, the hand-washing guidelines.
Yeah, because that is working.
It is working.
We actually see that's working.
Yes.
Well, listen, Dr. Melissa Clarke, next week you're going to come on. I'm going to open it up for everybody to be able to talk and ask your question of Dr. Melissa Clarke. I want to thank you so much. Don't forget to check Dr. Melissa Clarke with her Real Talk with Dr. Melissa Clarke every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live and Instagram. You're truly exceptional and amazing, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us this morning.
Thanks, Russ. I look forward to it.
Okay, talk to you.
All right, bye-bye.